were here yesterday and you can really see how autumn has arrived in the trees. Super beautiful. And the beautiful church we visited yesterday. Just looking at this building, and I feel like it has a bit of an Art Deco vibe with the windows. It's really pretty. So guys, we're currently walking through Chisinau Center. We took with the app, the local app, a taxi with a very friendly driver. Then we went to the central market. We spent probably about an hour there. Very interesting, as you'll see from some clips. But yeah, very cool. It's quite a lot of local goods, of a variety of things. The raw meat market was a bit weird. But yeah, that's, I guess, butchers don't always look so great. But anyway, very interesting. And now we're heading towards a cafe for a second coffee of the day before we continue to, I think, the Chisinau Circus, which has a very famous sort of, I think it's a Soviet brutalist building, which is half, if not fully, abandoned. So it's quite a vibe. So let's see. Currently in what I believe is called, I write it correctly on the screen, Park Church or Church Park, which is an absolutely stunning park with a church in the middle, which we went into last night, which was really beautiful. And actually for a Friday night, and usually there was quite a lot of attendees, not like there wasn't a service, but just people inside doing their prayers and things, both young and old. So guys, we are currently waiting for a taxi. We're getting used to using this app because we now want to go to Chisinau Circus, but from where we are it's about an hour walk. But we just had a lunch at, it's kind of a French cafe. I'll put the name on the screen. And it's for us like our version, because we typically on our anniversary, this is our anniversary holiday, I think I mentioned before, we go to York, and then part of the tradition is we usually go to Betty's Cafe, which we love, well, especially me, but Mato also really likes it. And this cafe I kind of saw recommended online, also ChatGPT, and then Matteo checked it out, and it actually was very similar to Betty. So we're like, oh my gosh, this is our Betty's stop. So we went there, it was nice, like Betty's is maybe still better, but it was still good, it was nice, it had a very nice vibe, very beautiful interior, a varied menu, obviously more French inclined, which we don't typically go for non-local foods, but you know, it was still good. Yeah, so now we've had, it was not too heavy of a, like an egg sort of avo vibe breakfast, and now we're going to Chisinau Circus. So yeah, but it's been good. It's been a nice day. Actually, the weather isn't too bad. So as a result, it's not as freezing as walking around yesterday evening, but obviously at night I'm sure it's going to be much colder. I might layer up even more. But yeah, just wanted to update you as we wait for our taxi. We've arrived at Chisinau Circus, this round building, very brutalist, which I'm not sure fully or semi-abandoned. Cool. So by the way, this circus was built in 1981, and I think it was built originally, so when it was built, It was one of the biggest circuses in Eastern Europe, though it's now been closed for many years. I'm not sure if it's still the biggest circus, but it also has, like, I think, a huge cantilevered roof. And yeah, it's quite interesting. And it's sort of an example of late Soviet architecture with a brutalist style. Very interesting. Pity it's abandoned, but it also gives it some sort of more dramatic presence. Now walking around the circus, we've come into this sort of green area. So weird because we're like in the middle of the city. It's very beautiful, and we're approaching these very modern buildings here at the rear, which is actually very beautiful, which overlook the circus. See it now. Ta-da! So we've just entered the National Theatre, and we're just going to go around, excuse the noise in the background, and explore. The hair is looking a bit wild from the humid weather. Anyway, yeah, let's see. Oh, and by the way, I'll show you outfit of the day in a bit, because this scarf, which is really nice, is from American vintage, and this jacket, which is like a faux leather jacket, a fancy way of calling plastic, anyway, but it is really nice, and it's from Marks and Spencer's. I randomly found a Marks and Spencer's in Băneasa shopping center in Bucharest in Romania, and I saw this jacket and it was just a perfect shape. It was a cropped leather jacket and I absolutely love it, and yeah, been wearing it for this holiday. There's also a bookstore inside the museum, which is quite nice. So we are just exiting the National Museum, I think. Check it out. Really cool, very nice and warm in there, but it's also very beautiful interior, has a little bookstore inside, and has multiple rooms going through the ages of Moldova and Chisinau, which, by the way, there's also English translation, which is great. And yeah, we've I don't know why I'm a bit roasted. We've done 8 kilometers today, which isn't too bad. Yeah, so now we're gonna, I think, take a little break at the hotel. We wanted to go to the Natural History Museum as well, but it's closing in 1 hour, I think at 5 p.m. But it is open on a Sunday. is closed only on Mondays, I think. So we're gonna do that probably tomorrow, and tonight we're going to, now again, usually in York, we typically would go to the Ivy, which is where we had our official first date in our relationship. So in honor of that, we're going to like a kind of a fancy Moldovan restaurant tonight, which yesterday we tried to get into, but it was fully booked. So last night Matteo made a booking for tonight at 7:30 p.m. Yeah, we had to call them, but they were like really very professional, because we called, made the booking because there's no booking system online, and then they sent us a confirmation text with the phone number we called on. They confirmed that that's the number that they should contact us. And that was the one, literally just after the call, it was sent. So that's quite impressive. So we're looking forward to that. So yeah, we just want to chill a bit, I think, before we go out again. Yeah, and I think my husband is now organizing us a taxi, probably. But yeah, the weather is actually really more chilled right now compared to this evening where I was frozen. But yeah, having a really good day. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. Oh, actually, no. First, I'm going to ask my husband to show you my outfit of the day. All right, guys. So, outfit of the day is these mango trousers. Adidas sambas, nothing interesting. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Then I've got this American vintage scarf. At the moment, it's too warm. Marks and Spencer. Sorry, my hiccups can't stop. Marks and Spencer jacket. Oysho jersey, which I have just for layering, and then this H&M top. But yeah, I'm feeling cute. I love grey. And now we go I can't stop hiccuping. We're going to catch the taxi. Alright, these hiccups are killing me, but anyway, hopefully my husband captured the outfit well. So we're just in the hotel lobby. I'm very well, as you can see, wrapped up, ready to go outside. It's now a couple of hours later. We've been really just chilling in the hotel. It's been very nice. Sorry, this light. Yeah, you'll have to deal with the glow. And now we're off to go to it's called what is the restaurant called again? Taifas, which is, I think, maybe one of the more famous Romanian restaurants in the city. And before that, we're going to see if there's a wine bar nearby. Sorry, did I say Romanian? I meant Moldovan. And as I mentioned before, Moldova is famous for wine. So I think we'll see tonight if we can stop at a wine bar. Otherwise, we can do it tomorrow. But I think that would be cool, just because we're leaving a bit earlier than our reservation. And I forgot to tell you this morning, so if any of you have watched my vlog when we went to York last year for our anniversary, I mentioned that Saturday, which is like today, this Saturday, that we got woken up by a fire alarm at 7 a.m. in the morning. Actually, it was just before. You cannot believe, and this was for our anniversary, right? Okay, like similar time of year, not exactly the same, but a similar time of year. Can you imagine, this morning at about 6:45, the situation was until about 7 a.m. We got woken up by a fire. Well, it wasn't an alarm, so I think in York it was like, there was flashing lights and then an announcement everyone had to leave the building. So over here, not flashing lights, but an announcement first in Moldovan. And imagine you suddenly get woken up and it's still dark outside, right? With this announcement first starting, you don't understand what it is, but like I think we both had an inkling, like as we were waking up, that it was like something, an emergency. And then it went into English saying, there's been a fire, everyone needs to exit the building. Like, oh my gosh. So like half awake. And also the morning before, we'd woken up at 4:30 in the morning, right? Like we were desperate for sleep. So we get up, we quickly get dressed. Because we know it's very cold outside, we're like layering up, grabbing our things. And at first we exit the passageway and no one's out. And we're like, and then we noticed that I think people had been watching us to see if anyone else leaves. So then slowly people start coming out of the rooms. So then obviously we used the emergency stairs, can't use an elevator. Well, I don't know if you could have potentially, but we didn't. Obviously that's not protocol. So we take the fire escape, go downstairs, and as we're walking down, a security guard passes us. And he's like, oh no problem. It was quite short, like we're like, oh, so no fire or what? Okay, unclear. He was going upstairs, so then we went down to reception and they were like, oh, don't worry, there's no problem. We get back in the elevator and I overheard a woman talking to reception. I could hear she had a British accent, so I asked her in English. I said, do you know what happened? And she said, yes, it turns out it was a hairdryer and last year it was a toaster. I think someone last year had put a piece of toast with cheese on it and made a bunch of smoke. This year, I don't know exactly what happened, but the hairdryer. Yeah, anyway, I also asked this lady, I was like, oh, so are you visiting from the UK? And she said, no, actually, I live in Ukraine, but he's like, I'm trying to escape, obviously, the bombing, and then I come here and this alarm goes off. Shame. So, but I think she must have been an expat because she had a very strong UK accent. But yeah, so that was our rude awakening this morning. But you got to be careful, obviously. But so we went back to bed, and actually I was surprised we were wide awake because obviously it's quite an intense way to wake up. But yeah, we woke up quite swiftly. But when we went back to the room, we were like, okay, let's try to go back to sleep because we were really exhausted from the day before. And actually, we climbed into bed once everything with the lights were off, and also outside was dark, so it still felt like night. We managed to fall asleep. But anyway, that's just a weird coincidence. Like both anniversaries this past couple of years, on the first night, something like this happens. But yeah. Anyway, now we're waiting for this taxi, and we will get going.
So when second kids in London watch Mamma Mia, this is what Ben does, you know, and it doesn't work. You should have a great night.
So which one was sheep and which one was cow?
We figured it out.
So there's cow and sheep cheese, traditional from Moldova. And then we have similar from yesterday, placenta, but this time with egg and green onions. So these cheeses are the ones we saw yesterday or today in the market. Bye.